Hi everybody, welcome back to Intermittent Fasting with Meg. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do in my intermittent fasting journey. I like to switch it up quite a bit. Today I did a 24-hour fast and I just broke my fast with my dinner with my family. So what I did was I ate dinner last night. I finished it probably about 5 o'clock, and then I didn't eat anything. I only drank water right up until dinner time tonight, which was right around 5 o'clock again. So, um, it was, it gets a little difficult for me right around the lunchtime, probably sometimes, not every day, but sometimes around lunchtime, and then again around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I try to drink a lot of water around those times. And then if drinking water doesn't help, I usually try to find something to do to keep myself busy, to get my mind off of it. And most of the time, the feeling will pass and it's not like real intense hunger. I also try to tell myself that my body has enough fat on it that I'm not going to starve to death. So when I feel hungry, my body can eat the fat that's already on it, and that's what I want. I want it to eat that fat so that it's gone. And so that's a little bit about how I cope with hunger, feelings of hunger when I'm fasting. Um, I have done, I started out in the beginning thinking there's no way that I can fast. I need to eat every so often, or I'm going to get a headache, or I'm going to get dizzy, or I'm going to feel sick. And those thoughts were thoughts that would kind of derail me from dieting altogether, because I was always the type of person that ate breakfast, lunch, and supper every day, and I would snack often. So I always thought I can't go without food. I'm gonna feel like crap, and I need to feel decent so that I can work and teach these kids. But starting out, I just kind of gradually tried to ease into it at first by not eating breakfast and not eating anything after I ate supper in the evening. So just cutting out like my evening snacking and breakfast, that gave me a really good fasting window. You can start out with 12 hours, work your way up to 15 or 16 or even 18 hours. And I found that going from eating supper in the evening, not snacking in the evening, skipping breakfast, my lunchtime at work is at 11 in the morning. And if I can make it from supper the night before until 11 in the morning the next day, that's a really big fasting window right there. And that in and of itself was a big help just to do that. And so I really tried to challenge myself, and I thought, if I can go this long, let's try and see if I can make it till after school gets out. And I get out of school at 3, so I tried that, and it wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. The more you do intermittent fasting, the easier it gets, and don't have that mindset that like, oh, I'm gonna have a headache or I'm gonna get dizzy and pass out. If you start slow and you work your way up, it gets easier and easier, and you're gonna find that no, you're not going to have an emergency situation. You have plenty of fat reserves on your body to get you through until you um, feel ready to break your fast. So I get to the point where I could do the 24-hour fasts, and I don't do those every day. Usually if I do one the next day, I'll have lunch and supper. And because I find if I have one day where I do a 24-hour fast, the next day I am hungrier. Um, but I try to do at least one of those a week, if not more. And the highest fast that I've done, or the longest fast that I've done, was, I think it was like 38 hours. I was aiming for 36 hours. That's when they say you can really kick your body into fat burning mode to do a 36-hour fast. So I did that a couple weeks ago, and I actually, because of my sleep schedule and everything, it was about 38 hours, and I felt really good the next day. I lost a little over 4 pounds in just 36 hours, and I did not gain it back. So that was pretty cool. Um, I'd like to do another one of those sometime in the future. I honestly didn't really enjoy it because when it got time to have dinner that evening, I was hungry and I managed to push through it, and then I went to bed early that night. But some people enjoy those long fasts, and I just did not enjoy that one. But I think that I need to practice clean fasting more often. I did a clean fast today with just water, but there are days where I have to have a Diet Coke or a Celsius, especially if I'm feeling tired that day. Um, it's easier fasting if you're busy. So days that I work are much easier for me to get through fasting than the weekends or days that I'm home, because I don't have so much going on, and that's when I think about eating more. But so far this is really working for me, and it's super easy. You don't have to worry about dieting or what you're going to eat next or what you're going to make for your next meal or counting points or counting calories. You just stop eating when it's time to fast, and you start eating when you're ready to break your fast. And I have a little app on my phone that I can track my hours with. I don't always use it, but sometimes I do, just because I like to, and it kind of makes me feel good to see how long I've gone. And it can be it's almost like a competition with myself, like, can I get a little bit further this time, or let's try to get to 24 hours today. So it's just, where was I going with that? I was on to something there, and I don't remember what I was gonna say. I was talking about how it's easier to fast at work. Much easier. Clean fasting is a bit of a challenge for me. I was saying, because I like to have my Diet Coke and Celsius. But this book, this is why I started clean fasting, because the author, Jen Stevens, she really talked about the benefits of clean fasting and not raising your insulin levels in your body. Even just having a Diet Coke can raise those insulin levels, and then your body is not getting into that autophagy state where it's like it gets rid of the old cells that are no good anymore and recreates new ones. And I feel like that's when the fat's going away too and stuff. So I do try to clean fast. Drinking only water helps to keep the hunger pains away too, because I notice that if I do drink Diet Coke or Celsius or anything with a flavor, then I start to feel more hungry afterwards. If I just stick to ice water, it's a lot easier. So that's something that I've learned along the way. Um, but I've gone down, I don't know, couple, probably 2 jean sizes since I started at the end of November. So it's been about 3 months, and I don't follow any sort of a strict diet at all. I eat pretty much whatever I want to when my eating window is open. I'm not going to talk about food a lot on this channel because I'm hoping that people will watch it when they're trying to fast and trying to stick to their fasts, and talking about food and thinking about it doesn't really help anybody. But I do pretty much eat whatever I want in my eating window. I don't like to eat a lot of bread just because I have celiac disease, and I feel like I'm finally starting to heal my gut from all of those years of damage. And so I do try to avoid bread and anything with a lot of gluten in it. But I do still have pizza sometimes. That's the only food word I'm going to say in here, but I can't give that up. So I'll have that like once a week and call it good. And I'll have my Diet Coke when my eating window is open. Like today I had one, and I don't plan to have any more. So that's pretty good for someone who used to have probably 6 cans of Diet Coke a day. And I'm feeling a lot better. Some people drop weight really fast, and some people don't drop any weight at all when they first start fasting. And that's something I read about in here too. For me, I started to drop weight really quickly in the beginning, and I still am, which is great. It's really encouraging and helps me to stick to this. My stomach area has always been like my problem area, I guess you could say. I'm always self-conscious of it, and it just, intermittent fasting has totally deflated my stomach. Like, it is flatter now. I don't have the love handles, and I don't have that feeling of being bloated or anything like that, which is amazing. And I've lost in my hips and my thighs and my butt, probably in my arms and chest area, and I have in my face too. I still have some like that I need to lose, and I still have fluff in my stomach area and my thighs and everything, but I'm not done yet. I'm a work in progress, and I'm gonna keep on going with this. My goal right now, I'm a size 8, so my goal is to be a size 6. I'm not setting any well, I would like to be 140 pounds because I feel like that's a good weight for me. I'm a little over 5'7", and so I've got probably about 10 more pounds to go. But I'm not going to focus on the scales because in the book, she talks about how the scale is not always a reliable source of data on your body changing, because fasting causes you to lose fat and you gain muscle in place of that as your body regenerating itself. So take measurements, take before and after pictures. I haven't done either one of those. I should, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I do have some jeans that I try on here and there just to see, and I can tell if my body's changing by the way my clothes fit. That's the main thing I go by. Like, if I had a pair of tight pants and now they're loose and baggy, then that's a good thing. And I've had that, so that keeps me going. Exercise is another thing that I want to talk about because exercise is something that I don't do. I should, but I honestly don't have a lot of time to fit it into my schedule. I'm a teacher and I get up at 6 in the morning and get ready, and I get to work around 7:30, and some days I get out at 3, some days I get out later than that, but when I get out of work at the end of the school day, I am exhausted, like physically and mentally drained, and I do not want to go exercise or work out. And with intermittent fasting, I don't have to because I'm losing a lot of weight and a lot of fat, and I don't need to work out. And that's great because I don't like to, and I'm just keeping it real. I used to exercise when I didn't work. When I was a stay-at-home mom, I would exercise and snowshoe and do stuff like that. But now that I work full-time and I work with 7th and 8th grade kids, and I don't have anything left when I get done work at the end of the day I can barely cook supper. I'm so tired after that. But the intermittent fasting has given me more energy. It has helped a lot. So I'm not drained or exhausted because of that. It's just the mental load of being a teacher and having multiple people talking to you at the same time all day and trying to manage 20 kids at once. And it's just kind of a lot some days. But yeah, so no exercise. I pretty much eat what I want. I stick to intermittent fasting pretty much every day. I may have a day here or there where I just have a normal eating day. I don't know, and that's okay. You can do what works for you and do what makes you feel good and do what you feel is working well for your body. And that's just the beauty of it. You can just experiment with different things and find out what works for you and just keep doing it. So if you have any questions for me, just leave it in the comment section. I have another YouTube channel too that's called Middle School Math with Meg, and there's some videos on there of myself. And at the beginning of that, when I was setting up my classroom and things in the summer, I was a little bit slimmer, but as the school year went on, I gained weight, and I saw video of myself teaching lessons on my YouTube channel. And that was one of the things that made me decide, like, I need to do something about this now before it gets worse. So if you want to see how I looked when I was teaching in those videos that made me decide to start intermittent fasting, I'll put the link to that in the description down below. And if you're interested in hearing more about intermittent fasting and the lifestyle, like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.